Have you ever looked around and wondered why so many people live the same life, make the same mistakes, and never change? Say how I grew up, right? I grew up single mom, typical. Nah, but I grew up. Wait, that's funny. Anyways, yeah, I grew up with a single mom, not necessarily in the best environment. Didn't really have money growing up. You know what I mean? But one thing that I realized, yeah, is looking around is that this isn't just something that was unique to me. I was looking at family members, looking at friends. A lot of them grew up in a very similar situation, right? And for me, I really had to look around and be like, why is this something that is continually repeated? And it really made me want to be different and make me want to change my environment and make me just want to have a bit more control over life. And looking around, right, I always thought to myself, I know that there's more to the world than this. I know that there's more to my visual environment than what's right in front of me right now. I know that I'm kind of destined for more. And it was good to have a lot of people around me who thought very similar things. For example, my cousin, got a shout out to him because he's the person that I know I can talk to about all of this. You get me? Very ambitious, especially as young men. We're very ambitious anyway. But it was good to have these type of conversations, thinking that I could achieve more than my current position, right? And just be better than my environment. That being said though, there's people that grew up very similar to me who went in a completely different direction. They wanted to act bad. They just started smoking weed, started drinking all the time, started going out. And that never really resonated with me. I always kind of chose the friends who all wanted to grow, who all saw better in themselves and were ambitious. As I said, that's a really big thing for me. People who are also optimistic as well. And sometimes this can be delusional, but they're the type of people that I want to be around. Seeing that cycle be repeated of the negativity, something always felt off for me. And when I was 16, 17, I started reading, right? Philosophy, love philosophy. It's one of my favorite things. And I came across Plato's Allegory of the Cave. Now I'm about to go deep. This is all off the dome because it's something I love to talk about, but now I'm about to go deep. Plato's Allegory of the Cave. Beautiful thing. So in the first image or the first section, I'm gonna put an image up here so you can see, but there's people sitting down looking at the wall, and on the wall there are these shadows, but these shadows, they do not know that they're shadows. This is their reality, or at least this is my interpretation. For context, look around your room right now. Imagine that your room is all that you know, and somebody says to you, there's more than this room, but you've never left this room. You don't even know, like, that door is sealed. You don't even know that you can walk out. Are you going to believe them? The answer is no, because you believe that that is all that there is to reality. It's like living in a black box and that's all that you know. This is where you don't know that you don't know. This is essentially those people that are just looking at those things that are being casted onto the wall. What's interesting is behind that, there are people with sticks and they're controlling what's being casted onto the wall. There's a fire behind it and that's casting these shadows onto the wall. Now, these are the people manipulating your reality. Not necessarily manipulating, but these are the people controlling your reality. For example, these can be your parents. So your parents can live a life. Let's say, for example, your parents went through the education system and they're in not the best position, but they're getting by, and they're still trying to make you go in the same path of same route down the education, just so you can live, you can potentially buy a house, maybe not, but that you can live and be decently comfortable, right? They want you to follow that same path. This also goes for school. School teaches you that this is the only way to be successful. This is the only way that you can actually transcend your current reality. This is the only way that you can be better, is by going to the schooling system. And the thing about schooling system that we know is that it teaches people to be workers. The Rockefellers, there's loads of other things that I can go down, but I don't want to go on a tangent just as of yet. Maybe I'll make a video about that in the future. But it teaches you how to be a worker. Essentially, it was for people to be able to work in factories in the industrial era. It was basically to teach you how to be a worker, the 9-to-5 life. And a lot of people, they never really get out of this stage because when they're exposed to something, their ego is too big. They let their vision, in a sense, trick them. And a lot of people, they never really transcend this stage because their ego gets in the way. They're not really willing to learn, and maybe they just give up in general on trying to learn and trying to become better. And they don't actually take in knowledge. Just where filters come in, because you can tell them something, but they filter out the knowledge that doesn't apply to their echo chamber. They'll rather be in the same sort of circle and just be listening to the same sort of information. But it's people that manage to get past this and they realize that that is not the true reality and that is not what reflects the world. Now, this is why the power of perception is extremely important, because you shouldn't just embrace something just because somebody tells you that's the way it should be. You should always be a free thinker and actually think, what life do you want to live? Because at the end of the day, you'll only be happy if you live your life. Now let's keep going on with the cave. Beyond that fire, there is a route that is going up to the sun. One thing that I'll say is sometimes the sun is blinding. Sometimes you don't actually want to see the true reality, so you go back into the cave. You would rather be in that echo chamber. You would rather live a life that is, in a way, ignorant, because ignorance is bliss. You can be chill when you don't know what you don't know without being aware. But this is where you truly find your character. You truly find the person that you are. It's when you find things that contradict your beliefs. It's when you step out of your comfort zone and continue to grow. It's when you realize that you are destined and that you are way more powerful than you think. But now, why am I saying all of this? Why is all of this even relevant to you? The reason why this is relevant to you is because I want you to live with hope. I want you to realize that you have way more power than you think. Listen, if you're not happy with how you look right now, you have power over changing your current physique. You can start training in your room. You can get up. You can start going to the gym. You can change your environment. If you've lived that generational trauma of you maybe not having a father figure in your life or not having that in your life, you can be the person to change it. You can be different to that generation. You can be the person that you truly want to be. And that's what I always say. I know that I'm going down that path where I'm doing that. 21, got a daughter right now. And for me, the biggest thing is just having a nuclear family and being able to live the life that I want. It's being able to travel. It's having location freedom. It's just being different, essentially. It's living my ideal life. And the only way to do that is really by hard work. A big thing is knowledge as well. You need to educate yourself and realize that you will always be a student of life, and you will never stop learning. You should never stop learning. You have to lower your ego and realize that you do not know everything. And that's the beauty of life, because there's always something to learn. And it definitely wasn't glamorous. At points, it was lonely. I'm lucky that I had people that I could talk to about, all of this stuff. But there was points where I did have to cut off friends and I just had to go at it alone. But for me, I actually loved that. I embraced it. I was going on walks on my own all the time. I was journaling and I was just like, yo, this is good. Like really understanding myself and understanding the person that I am and understanding the life that I want to live and making that vision clear and just gaining clarity on life. Now, this is to all the young men watching, because potentially you struggle with this. It's definitely something that I struggled with. And this is lazy ambition. Now me talking about the allegory of the cave, and I spoke about how the filter, and you may not choose to let information go through. But what about if you are aware of reality? One thing that I'll say is that most men say they want freedom. They want to be different, but they don't take action. They say they want to escape the cave, but they don't want to burn their eyes on the light. They want success without sacrifice, discipline without discomfort. Lazy ambition is a drug. It makes you feel like you're moving when you're really just dreaming. Truth is, most men won't escape the cave. Maybe you won't escape the cave. But I'm telling you that you have the power to do so. If it's something that you really want to do, you have the power to get up and change your world. You have the power to get up and change your reality. And this all starts inwards first, because the way that you think and feel won't reflect the outer reality yet. But you get to a point where it will begin to reflect that. You just have to keep living true to yourself, keep living authentic, and keep questioning life and keep learning, keep gaining knowledge. I hope if you're watching this that you feel as if you can change. I hope you feel that ambition. I hope that this made you feel a bit of passion, a bit of urgency, a sense to actually get up and be different, a sense to actually get up and change. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is that you should start questioning your world. You should start being better, because you are. You already know I'm going to be dropping a lot more gems and things like this in the Discord, the free Discord. So you can join that link below, but make sure to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you soon.